Welcome to the Dropship.com podcast. Today, we're bringing you more e-commerce insights, dropshipping strategies, and all the inspiration you need to grow your business. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this podcast is your one-stop shop for success. Ready to roll? Here are your hosts, Ava and Noah.
This is like a real case study.
Yes, exactly.
So we're looking at like what someone actually did to achieve this. So it's not just theory.
Yeah, and this from this guy, Henrik Wold.
Okay.
And he really breaks down his strategy.
Cool.
And he has three main pillars.
Okay.
Which are finding the right product, creating really good ad visuals,
Yes.
and then scaling those ads strategically.
I like it.
So the first one, finding the right product.
Ooh, that's super important.
Yeah, like you can't just pick any product
Right.
and hope to make money.
You got to do your research.
Yeah, you have to consider things like profit margins.
Yep.
Like how much money are you actually going to make from each sale?
Yep.
You also have to think about shipping.
Oh, yeah. Shipping can be a nightmare.
Yeah, especially with drop shipping.
Right. Because you're not handling it yourself.
Exactly. So you have to make sure it's not too expensive.
And reliable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you also want to make sure there's actually a market for it.
Yeah. Like, do people actually want this product?
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're not going to sell anything.
Right. So it all starts with the product.
Definitely.
Okay. So let's say we found a good product.
All right.
Now we got to create those killer ad visuals.
Ooh, yeah. This is where it gets fun.
And Henrik is all about video.
Video.
Yeah. He says high quality videos are key.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. People are more likely to watch a video.
Right. Than read a bunch of text.
Exactly. And he uses video to not just showcase the product, but to tell a story.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. You know, like build trust with the audience.
Right.
And ultimately drive those sales.
I like it.
So he uses a lot of user-generated content.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, because it's authentic.
Yeah, people trust other people.
Exactly.
More than they trust brands.
Like if you see someone you know using a product and they're happy with it,
right.
you're more likely to want it too.
Exactly.
But he doesn't just rely on user-generated content.
Oh, okay.
He also invests in professionally made videos.
Makes sense.
Yeah, to give that extra polish.
Yeah.
You know, make it look really professional.
Yeah, those high-quality videos
Right.
can really make a difference.
So now we've got our product.
Okay.
We've got our awesome videos.
Yep.
It's time for the final pillar.
Okay.
Strategic scaling.
So this is how we actually make the money.
Exactly. And Henrik uses two main methods,
Okay.
vertical scaling and horizontal scaling.
Got it.
So vertical scaling is basically doubling down on what's already working.
Okay, so like if an ad is doing well,
Exactly.
you put more money into it.
Yep. So if an ad set is generating multiple sales, he'll double the budget
Okay.
to amplify its reach.
So you're like really pushing the ones that are already successful?
Exactly.
Interesting.
So it's kind of a calculated risk,
yeah.
but it's a way to minimize losses
Okay.
and maximize gains. Yeah.
Something's working.
Right.
Why not put more money into it?
Yeah. And then horizontal scaling
Okay.
is all about expanding your reach.
So meeting new people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So Henrik will create multiple ad sets, each targeting different demographics and interests.
So like different groups of people.
Yeah, because not everyone is going to be interested in the same thing.
Right. That makes sense.
So he's trying to cast a wider net.
I like it.
And here's the crazy part.
Okay.
He uses 12 to 15 different video creatives.
What, 12 to 15?
Yeah, per ad set.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know, right?
So he's like really testing things out.
Exactly. He's trying to see what works best.
And then he can just focus on the best ones.
Right.
Okay.
So let's talk about the numbers.
Okay, the good stuff.
Because Henrik was able to achieve over $700,000
Wow.
in revenue in just 30 days.
That's incredible.
And he started with a daily ad spend of just $100.
So he really scaled it up.
Yeah. And he focuses on two key metrics.
Okay.
Click-through rate.
CTR.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
return on ad spend.
ROAS.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's break those down.
Okay. So click-through rate, or CTR,
Yeah.
basically tells you how engaging your ad is. So a high CTR means people are clicking on your ad,
Got it.
visiting your website, and potentially making a purchase.
So it's like a measure of how interesting your ad is.
Exactly.
If people aren't clicking on it,
Right.
it's probably not very good.
And Henrik consistently achieves a CTR of 5-6%.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, it's way above average.
His ads are definitely grabbing attention.
Yep.
Okay, what about ROAS?
So ROAS stands for return on ad spend, and it tells you how much revenue you're generating
Yeah.
for every dollar you spend on advertising.
Got it. So like if you spend $1
Yeah.
and you make $5.
Then your ROAS is 5.
Okay, makes sense.
And ROAS of 5 or higher is considered excellent.
So you want to aim for that.
Yeah. And Henrik consistently hits a ROAS of 5 or higher.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he's not just making money.
Right.
He's making a lot of profit.
And that means he can reinvest that profit
Exactly.
and scale even faster.
Yep. It's like a snowball effect.
I like
And
that.
the more profit you make,
Yeah.
the more you can invest.
And the bigger that snowball gets.
Exactly.
Cool.
So we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have.
But I think the key takeaway here is that Henrik's success isn't about following a rigid formula.
Okay.
It's about constantly experimenting and adapting.
So like being flexible.
Yeah. And using data to make decisions,
Right.
which is something anyone can do.
Yeah, regardless of their goals.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
even if you're not interested in drop shipping, there are still a lot of valuable lessons
Definitely.
that we can learn from Henrik.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
let's dive into those.
Okay. Sounds good.
One of the biggest things I got from this is like
Yeah.
how much he focuses on testing.
Oh, yeah, like the 12 to 15 different video creatives.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, he's really trying to see what works.
Yeah, he's not afraid to experiment.
Exactly. And that's something we can all learn from.
Definitely. Like, even if you're not doing drop shipping,
Mm-hmm.
testing is so important.
Yeah, like in any business.
Or even just in life.
Right.
Like, if you want to achieve something,
Yeah.
you got to try different things.
See what works.
Exactly. And then once you find something that works,
Then you scale it.
exactly. But that's where a lot of people mess up.
Yeah, they either scale too quickly.
Right. Or they don't scale at all.
Yeah. Henry's approach is really smart.
Yeah. He's very strategic.
Like he only increases his budget
Yeah.
on ad sets that are already performing well. Yeah, like why waste money on something that's not working?
Right.
And it goes back to that focus on engagement.
Oh, yeah. The CTR.
Exactly. He wants to make sure people are actually interested.
Because if they're not clicking,
Right.
then they're not going to buy.
So let's say you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to try drop shipping.
Okay.
Where do I start?
Good question.
Well, Henrik says start with $100 a day.
Okay. So not a huge investment.
Right. And that's not about making a ton of money right away.
Okay.
It's about gathering data,
Okay.
seeing what works.
Got it.
And then you can start scaling.
So you're basically doing research
Yeah.
with that initial investment.
Exactly. And then once you have some data,
Then you can start making decisions.
yep. And Henrik has this rule of thumb.
Yeah. Okay.
If an ad set generates 3 sales,
3 sales.
yeah, then you double the budget.
Oh, okay. So that's like his trigger.
Exactly.
thing.
But you also got to be willing to cut your losses.
Oh, yeah.
Like if an ad set isn't performing well,
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Don't waste money on it.
Right. And put that money towards the ones that are working.
So you're constantly optimizing.
Yep.
I like it.
And that's really the key.
Yeah.
It's not about setting it and forgetting it.
Right. You got to stay on top of things.
You got to be monitoring your ads.
Making adjustments.
Exactly.
And it's important to remember that
Yeah.
what worked for Henrik
Mm-hmm.
might not work for everyone.
Right. The market's always changing.
Yeah. And every business is different.
You got to find what works for you.
Exactly.
But I think Henrik's story is a great example
Yeah.
of how powerful this approach can be.
Like, if you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
And you're smart about it.
You can achieve some amazing results.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah. Okay.
I want to leave you with one final thought.
Ooh, I like these.
So what if we think bigger for a second?
Okay. Yeah.
Like what if this whole drop shipping thing
Mm-hmm.
is just like one example
Okay.
of a bigger idea?
Interesting. I like where you're going with this.
Like what if it's not just about selling stuff online?
Yeah.
What if it's about this whole mindset?
Okay, the mindset of testing and scaling,
Exactly.
telling a story.
Yeah, and applying that to anything you want to do.
Oh, I see.
Like any goal you have.
Okay.
Whether it's business or
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
Like you want to write a book.
Okay.
You want to build a following online.
Sure.
It's the same principles.
You got to test things out.
Right. You got to see what works.
You got to scale what's working.
And you got to tell a good story.
I think that's so important.
Yeah, because people connect with stories.
Way more than just facts and figures.
Exactly. So Henrik's story,
Yeah.
it's not just about drop shipping.
Right.
It's a framework for success.
In any area of life.
And one thing I really took away from this
Yeah.
is the power of storytelling.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Like he doesn't just present information.
Right.
He
Probably-
makes you feel something.
He connects with the audience.
Exactly. And that's what makes his ads so effective.
Definitely.
So think about that.
Okay.
In your own life,
Mm-hmm.
how can you use storytelling
Yeah.
to achieve your goal?
To connect with people.
Exactly. Because when you tell a good story,
Yeah.
people listen
They remember.
and they take action.
So powerful.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.
That's it for today on the Dropship.com podcast. We hope you got some value out of this episode. If you're looking to stay ahead in e-commerce and dropshipping, the Dropship.com newsletter is where we dive deeper into the latest trends, news, and strategies. Delivered every Monday and Thursday. Don't miss it. Subscribe with the link below.